Good morning. It is Wednesday, December the 4th, for those of you keeping track. In fact, I believe 2 weeks from today is our last day before winter break here at HCC. Students wrapping up a semester, and we've got graduation coming up very soon, the fall graduation. It is an exciting time around here. Andrea Bonner is joining us this morning as my co-host. She's the chair of HCC's Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence. Good to see you, Andrea. How are you?
I am doing well. Yes, it is a busy time, Todd. Absolutely. And we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC. We're also on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. So you can't miss us.
All right, and we've got some special guests joining us. It's Small Business Wednesday, and we're welcoming another HCC entrepreneur who is winning some big-time pitch competitions. Tanu Jain is the founder and CEO of FlowCare and our Small Business Wednesday guest. Good morning to you, Tanu.
Hi, morning, Todd. Great to have you. Great to be part of this.
Well, it's good to see you with us this morning. We're looking forward to hearing about all your business and your experience with HCC. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes or so.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Right now, it is time for HCC's Lifestyle and Culture.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Up to the Minute and HCC's Lifestyle and Culture. I am so excited to have Cheryl Whitaker with us today. Cheryl is our Fashion Management and Merchandising Program Coordinator for Consumer Arts and Sciences. Cheryl, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Andrea. Great to be here.
Well, always good to have you. So Todd mentioned early, we are winding down the semester. It's a crazy time, but productive time of the year. As we do every fall and spring, we end the semester with one of our amazing fashion shows. So tell us about the upcoming fashion show.
Glad to. So this show is, in the fall, we do more of our experimental shows, and in the spring, we do collections. And this show is all Black. It's an all Black show where we are showcasing current and former students as well as faculty designs. And we've got 4 categories. We have sustainability, we have streetwear, we have avant-garde, and we have formals. Sophisticated elegance is what we're calling it.
I love it. What's the name of the show this Friday?
Called Transcending Noir, and it'll be held on the Central Campus William Harmon Learning Hub building. It starts at 6:30. Doors open at 6:30, and the show starts at 7:30.
Great. I think that they, during the credits, they will show the flyer. They may have already shown it. So we look forward to seeing you guys. I know you guys have been working really, really hard. That used to be my class that I produced with my students. So I'm excited about seeing the show. So you mentioned that fashion merchandising students produce the show. As a former coordinator, program coordinator myself, I feel like we always have to educate people about the difference between fashion merchandising and fashion design. Whenever someone says fashion, all they think about is the clothes. So give us a little, school us a little bit about what actually merchandising, well, now it's called management and merchandising, what that is.
Right. Sure. So yeah, I refer to the design side as the pretty cousin because people tend not to, as you mentioned, associate merchandising. They just focus mainly on design. But excuse me, merchandising is actually the business side of the industry. It's the nuts and bolts. And without the merchandising side, the designers just have quite a bit of pretty clothes, but don't know exactly how to sell it. So the merchandising really is the backbone of the fashion industry in all aspects of it. And so that's where students get to learn how this industry, this multi-trillion-dollar industry works.
Yeah, I always say there are more people, and they don't like when I say this, there are more people that work on the business side or the merchandising side than actually work on the design side. So what you do and what you teach our students is very important. Although we love our designers, we love the pretty things. So thanks for that bit of education. One of the exciting things that you've helped bring to the programs, and I always give you kudos for that, is the use of technology. That's something else that people don't generally associate with fashion, is fashion and technology. So tell us a little bit about how you've incorporated technology into the program, and how will that benefit our students and also the fashion workforce?
Sure. So the fashion industry as a whole has had to do quite a bit of an overhaul. We are in an environment now where we're focused on better environmentally sound designs, better practices, if you will, because the fashion industry is one of the most, I guess my best way to say it, it's a pretty dirty industry in terms of environmental things. And so we have to turn to technology for solutions. And so with that, we use 3D technology. We're implementing AI into our programs, which I know makes people nervous, but we had to find, the industry as a whole has to find cleaner ways to do business. And the best way to do that is to incorporate technology. So you'll see our design students using an application called Flow3D. You'll see our merchandising students learning another 3D application called MockShop, where they are able to do store planning and learn all about planograms and all the things associated with retail management and store design. And so, of course, everybody needs to know how to use Excel spreadsheets. That is one of the most important applications within the industry, as well as Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator.
Great. I know that you've done a lot of the work that you've done. Of course, you brought some great technology to the department, but you also worked with our XR and VR lab with Ruben
Yes.
Duran and his group, who we've adopted in our department as part of our department. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Right. He's the extension of the merchandising program.
Yes.
Yes, we collaborate with them quite a bit. We have created virtual reality spaces where students are able to take their store retail design and upload it to a virtual space where you can either walk into the space from your desktop, or you can put on a virtual reality headset and feel like you're in the space. This is another part of the industry that has become a really beneficial tool, especially when we were going through the pandemic and retailers were trying to figure a way to connect with customers in a different way since we couldn't physically go into the store. And so a lot of fashion industry folks have turned to virtual reality. If you have kids or know of kids who are out in virtual spaces such as Roblox or something like that, you can hop over to a luxury retailer and shop. You can go to Gucci, you can go to Tommy Hilfiger. And so we're trying to teach our students this technology because they need to be prepared. And we're in an environment where everybody needs to have some technology under their belt. Otherwise, you won't really succeed in this industry.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that insight. And kind of continuing the conversation about technology, one of the applications that we currently use is a trend forecasting software called WGSN. It's used by some of the biggest design houses in the world, and a lot of people in the industry. So we're very fortunate to have that software. So with each season, we have spring coming up, designers and other industry professionals kind of forecast what's going to be with the color, the trends, all of that. So tell us how it can be beneficial to our students.
Absolutely. So WGSN is an amazing tool, and we are grateful to have it. I think what most students don't realize, most people in general, if you study fashion, fashion requires a lot of research, a lot of analytical research. And WGSN is an excellent tool to help us with that research. It's an excellent tool to help our students understand concept development and how we need to research. Most of the fashion you see in stores right now on the runway, they were predicted 2 years ago. Trend reports are done 2 years in advance of a season. It's not, you can't just say, oh, it's 2025, what are we doing? That's not how it works. There's a lot of research, there's a lot of advanced research, as I mentioned, and it's really important for our students to understand that. If you're looking on social media at designs or your favorite celebrity, that idea was started out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not something that you do, instantaneously. It requires research, and it requires a lot on the part of the person who's doing the trend reports.
Great. Well, thank you for telling us about WGSN. I think we're almost out of time. I want to cover a couple of things really quickly. I know we've got our upcoming Fashion Fusion, our partnership with the Museum of Fine Arts. And I'll just speak to that really quickly. Professor Viahua is our competition coordinator for that. So we've got that coming up next month. So if you follow us on social media, you'll see information about that. And I think there's also going to be information shared with that after the show. But lastly, and really quickly, I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the donation that we received from High Fashion. I think we've got about 1 minute to get that out.
Sure. So unfortunately, our favorite fabric store closed in this past spring, and they were kind enough to give us all of their remaining fabrics. And so our building, if you open any door, looks like a huge fabric store. But we are totally grateful for it, and our students will greatly benefit from this excellent donation.
Yes, we are so grateful for it. And thank you, Cheryl. Glad to have you always. I know we will always run out of time because we could talk about this forever, but Cheryl Whitaker, Fashion Management and Merchandising Program Coordinator for Consumer Arts and Sciences, and we will have your information in our post after the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl, for coming. So after a commercial break, Todd will visit with our Small Business Wednesday guest.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Thanks for joining me on this Wednesday. We're live at the HCCTV studios, and right now it's Small Business Wednesday, and we have a special guest joining us. Tanu Jain is the founder and CEO of FlowCare and our Small Business Wednesday guest. Welcome to the show, Tanu. Let's start with a brief description of your business. Tell us a little bit about what it is.
Yes, Todd. So FlowCare is on the mission to spread period positivity by making free period products, right? Pads and tampons, a standard in restroom, like a free standard in restroom, like toilet paper. So no one has to face embarrassment or miss work or school because the basic hygiene needs are missing, right, from public restrooms.
And, forgive me though, I'm a guy, so I haven't been in a women's restroom, but tell me, I would assume this is something you would think that this would be standard care. This isn't something that's available just about anywhere.
No, and Todd, to be honest, to me, it feels like it's 2024. And it's kind of surprising that you have to start this, startup now. This should have been done, 100 years ago, right? So it's unfortunate that 80% of restrooms have no like pads and tampons, like basic hygiene needs, provided. And this is a big issue. Because of this, we see people missing our classes, people missing our work. I mean, we're talking about 80% of women, missing out classes because period products, basic hygiene needs are not available. 60% of women missing work, facing embarrassment and shame, right? Because of a lack of basic hygiene needs.
What led you to be an entrepreneur and start this business? I mean, it seems like an incredible business opportunity, but what sparked this with you?
Todd, I'm actually a nurse and digital health innovation, public health expert by training. And it's unfortunate. I've created, products that impacted people's health and life all the way, and my products have been used all the way even for Olympics. But here at home, I was in a situation where I was at a huge national level conference and I couldn't find a single pad or a tampon at that conference. I had to use toilet paper whole conference, right? And I was wearing a beige color pant. And the worst part was, even when I got to the hotel, they had no supplies available. Now, nothing against you, but
Right.
hotels provide free showers.
Yeah.
But what about basic hygiene need, right? And that led, and that's when I realized a big issue with public health. And then top of that, people's stories that I was hearing, right? One of the students shared her story with me. Her period started, she used toilet paper, and unfortunately, the toilet paper fell out on the gym floor. Imagine the kind of embarrassment she had to go through. And that's when I realized when toilet paper are freely provided in restrooms, why not pads and tampons? And the stats that I was talking about, like period products are basic hygiene need for 51% of population, yet they're missing from restrooms, right? And then I mentioned how 79% are missing classes, 60% are leaving work. But if you provide free period products in restroom, your productivity and attendance increased by 7%. And that's what led to the start of FlowCare. And now we have designed a flagship dispenser, organic pads and tampons that made it easy for organizations to provide these basic hygiene needs and to integrate this solution into their restrooms. And that way they're also able to improve productivity, attendance, and make their, organization a truly inclusive space for everyone.
Now you brought this idea from a startup to reality to a business. Tell us how you tapped into HCC and what we've been able to assist with.
I mean, HCC, I would tell you, has been incremental, right? A game changer in our startup journey. I started with the ideas pitch competition, right? And after that, I did business plan competition. I went through the whole prerequisite classes, right? I went through financial web series. I even took a sales course, right? And that really first helped validate my mission, my business plan, and the money, in fact, that I won, right? I think I won like $1,000. It helped me build a prototype of my product. In fact, that was valuable even to do a first pilot. So I would say HCC help has been incremental, in our growth.
And the HCC business plan competition, we've had a number of people number of businesses who've competed on that here at on this show. And they've all said, we didn't win the competition, but the experience and the ideas and sharing the knowledge with other entrepreneurs was invaluable.
100%. I mean, I'll tell you, right, to start any business, I already had a foundation from product management, right? But understanding sales process is very important. And the sales series also gave me tools in terms of how do you go in to understand sales meeting. Ultimately, you have to grow the business, right? I didn't have a full business plan ready. I was, delaying that because as a startup founder, you have so many things to do together, right? And going through the whole program helped me build that plan, helped me improve my sales skills. And that's why we got 2 pilot customers, right? And then other customers because of that, all of that effort.
Now, how is Houston working with entrepreneurs? What's the ecosystem there like?
So, I mean, Houston has incredible ecosystem, right? Like we have been part of a lot of competition. We won a Thai global competition, which is a women global competition, and there are 200 more participants that participate in that. We came like second place in that we got Houston Innovation Award. And the biggest thing I can tell you with the Houston ecosystem is people are even though Houston, we know, is very spread out, right? But people are together. If I need help, I reach out to people and they make sure that I'm getting introduced, right? And I find right people and mentorship around that area. So I would say this has been very helpful.
And I know you also were involved, which I'm very interested in, with Houston's ION. Tell us about the implementations there.
Yes, so ION was definitely, it's one of the most important partnership, right, that we have for FlowCare. They implemented our products and dispenser across ION, and we are getting really good feedback, both from their, members, from visitors, 5-star rating, and everyone have talked highly about the ION, like how thoughtful it is for ION to implement something that supports women, right? And being a center of innovation and entrepreneurship, they're showing that they care for women and they're investing into the ecosystem. And now we also partner with Texas Medical Center.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Seems like Texas Medical Center would be a no-brainer. What's the reception been with FlowCare at the medical center?
I'll tell you, today morning I got a text message. So we implemented there 15 days ago, right? So we are at the pilot site right now at Texas Medical Center, and they said at least 4 of the dispensers have already hit the half point. So that shows the need, right? And we got one feedback from one of the users, and they said, hey, every time when they were there, right, they had to hide, cover up their jacket, and while going to the meetings and writing other things, and now they feel so valued, and taken care that Texas Medical Center is doing something like this and making sure their basic hygiene needs is covered. And women no longer have to face that embarrassment, right? So I think both of the places we're getting amazing feedback. And I really hope Houston community take this pivotal step to help everyone, right? Like to help support people with periods. And we implement this across different universities, across different organizations. I mean, this is basic hygiene need, no brainer.
It seems like a no-brainer. Of course, getting funding can be difficult at times. What's next for FlowCare? Are you looking for investors? We've got about a minute left, but tell us, are you looking for investors, grants, loans?
Absolutely. With 2 successful pilot, we are now focused on improving and scaling, right? And scaling our impact. And we are focused on, so now 21 states have, mandated free access to period products. So that's why we want to grow. So we are focusing on getting grants, angel investors who can help us expand, and align with this mission and create this impact. We want to be able to make sure everywhere across US, FlowCare is available in every restroom, so no one has to face this embarrassment.
Tanu Jain is the founder and CEO of FlowCare and our Small Business Wednesday guest. Thanks for joining us, Tanu. We wish you the best of luck. Great idea. We wish you great success.
Thank you so much, Dodd. Thank you so much, Andrea. It was great having, being part of this.
Absolutely. And we'll have all your information in our social media post after the show. Okay, we're going to take another commercial break and we'll be back with some news and announcements. We'll return in 60 seconds.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to HCC's Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis on this Wednesday morning. Of course, we've got a lot of things, Andrea, going on around the district. And I know over at Central College, you guys have an ensemble concert coming up.
Yes, the choral ensemble concert. HCC's choral ensembles will share presentations and guest ensembles for an evening of harmony and inspiration. It's going to be 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, December 5th. It's going to be at our Heinen Theater, which is a beautiful theater. So the program is free, and you can check out our post after the show to find out more about it.
That theater is an incredible theater. We did a story on that a few years back. Just beautiful and great, very storied itself. A Taste of Dance, Fall 2024. This is happening at the Northwest College. The final project for students enrolled in the performance ensemble at the Spring Branch campus. Check it out. Students perform solos It's going to be choreographed. It's going to be wonderful. Tomorrow it happens. So, or I'm sorry, Friday, 7:30 p.m., Friday, December the 6th. That is this Friday. It's the HCC Northwest Performing Arts Center. We'll have information in our post after the show. And also, Andrea, you've got a, looks like a student juried art exhibition happening.
Absolutely. Our friends in the arts department, the student juried exhibition, as you mentioned, it's an exhibition and reception. It's going to celebrate our amazing students' work. If you have not seen it, please come. You've got work from the printmaking, drawing, painting, design, and photography students. That's going to be on exhibition through December 6th. It's at Central Campus. Again, the exhibition is free. We've got so many free things that people can take advantage of. So again, check out our post after the show for more information about that exhibition.
A lot of things happening this time of year. Graduation's coming up, next Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I know that's happening. You guys had a fall festival last week, which we covered out there at the Central College. It's a great time of year. It's also a good time to register at HCC because fall 2024, almost over. We're already talking spring 2025. Who would have thought that? We've got 5 ways to learn here, 2 of them completely online. 2 of them are hybrid. And of course, we have in-person classes as well. Register now for fall 2025 at hccs.edu/apply. So coming up, student success story from our VAST Academy involving one of our students who's been cast in a Tuts musical, their version of Frozen. That's going to be exciting. Wow. That's tomorrow. And then Thursday is also Family Fun Day, and Fort Bend's Bates Allen Park will discuss its You Pick Garden, where you pick your own greens. Sounds pretty cool. All that's tomorrow, and I think Sade will be here, so she'll be hosting the show. I'll be back on Friday. Andrea, always good seeing you.
Thanks for having me always, Todd. Great show.
Thank you all for joining us on HCC's Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we will see you tomorrow live at 10 a.m.